Hey everyone. So in the last video, we covered how to use the messages, and after that, how to bind the tools, right? So you have some tools, how to bind the tools and how to get that tool response from, I mean, with the help of LLM that we covered. Now, what is our plan is, let's say we already did that step, like from the LLM, we're getting, okay, let's say you have a tool, it has to give some response. If you ask any question apart from the tool, it's not giving any response. That is what we observed, right? In this, let me show you this. Uh, Let me show you this. Yeah, you can see this. Let me, apart from tool, I asked some question. It was unable to give it. Now, what we're trying to do is we are proving, we are handling this scenario now. So in case if it is a question related to the tools, it will give that response. In case if it is the query, user given query is not related to that, it's a generic one. LLM will handle it. LLM will give the response. That is what we're trying to do now. Okay. So for this, I'm using Gemini API. Okay, I already set the context earlier, so I don't want to use OpenAI API because it's a paid one. With the Gemini, we're getting the things in a free way, so that's the reason. So first, we need to import the packages, necessary packages. Let me do the things in a live way. Okay, I need these things. Okay, let me copy this. Control A, Control C, go back to this and Control V, Shift Enter. I have to select this Python kernel. Okay, I can see it is running. It will take some time. Meanwhile, okay, I need these things. Okay, see, the plan is simple. So we use the tool calls, and after that, in case if I ask any query which is not related to tools, the LLM has to handle it and it has to give the response. That is what our agenda, our primary goal. Okay, then it is done. I'm not using any OpenAI, so this one won't work. In this place, I have to replace this with the um, Gemini logic. Okay. Mm, So for that, I need to use this logic. Okay, control C. By the way, this is not the best practice. For time being, I'm just giving my API key directly. Okay, but that's not the good way. So you can store that in .env. You can use that. That is one another way of doing the things. Let me, let me control that. Instead of here, I can do below this point. Create a code, and after that, put your logic here. Gemini. This one will work, and after that, I have to copy this and I have to give Control C. Mhm. Let me give it here normal method. I'm not invoking anything. I have to invoke LLM. LLM is done. This step is done. Method model is done. So we have to replace. We have to copy this, and we have to replace this part. That's it, guys. You have to do some hands-on. Okay, so in this way, you have to do some trial and errors. You'll get to know whether you're making any errors, means you have to change it. So in that way, you can get some clarity. Okay, now it's executed successfully. So we did this part well. Next thing is same thing. We already know like IPython is just to display that chat. I mean flow chart, LangGraph flow, right? So that one. And from there, this is for creating the start point, end point, and after state graph. We are importing messages state for handling the messages. This is important thing. So this tool node is important, and after the tools condition is important. So now earlier I told you, right, so we need to mention some condition. Based on that, it will understand when it has to call the tool or when it has to call the LLM or when it has to respond as a generic query or when it has to take it as a specific customized tool query. So for that we need these two methods. Okay, so these things are available from the LangGraph pre-built. Okay, so this one we already covered earlier. So in the previous, in case if you're not understanding this, I created the series. You can you watch the tutorial series so that you will get to know what is each step by step. Okay, so we are just invoking this state message. So we are doing this step. We are adding this and adding it. This is where the interesting thing comes. So I'll explain this. First is like message state, whatever you are getting. So I mean, let me. Where is this message state? Message state is from the package itself. Okay, so this one, message state. This one we are passing here. Okay, and this is what we are passing here, so that we're getting the response also. We're adding one node, mentioning the name as tool calling LLM. Tool calling, we're whatever this method name, right? That we are passing here. So this is the one which is there on the left side. This is the name, and after that, whatever is on the right side, that is a method function you have to pass there. So you have to remember in this way whenever we're creating any building any graph. So okay, so first step is like you're naming it as a tool calling LLM, whatever this method, right? So that one you are passing here. After that, you're naming it as a tools, whatever tool node you are getting, right, from this LangGraph package, that you are passing here. You have only one tool, right? So you have this multiply tool that you are passing. And after that, there is a from the start, there is a edge to from the start, there is edge to tool calling LLM. That's why you're creating like this. Then this is the by default step. Whatever happens, it has to connect, and after that, you are putting one condition. What is that condition? Tool calling LM tools condition. If the latest message from assistant is a tool call, then the tool multiply has to call, the function has to be called. Otherwise, it has to normal LLM call has to be done. So this is what we mentioned here. You can see this step also. So this tools, you are using this tool node. This is from available from the LangGraph itself, and where we are calling this multiply function. In the earlier we seen, right, so we saw the response. We are getting the response like in this way, argument a to you have to multiply. This is what LLM given. After that, you have to call, right? You have to call the function. Otherwise, how are you going to get the response? You have to call that function. So the way to call this is in this way. You are clearly mentioning like whenever it identified it's a tool call, you are calling directly. This is what we're doing here. Where you are identifying this, you have to call the tools. So currently our tools is only one function multiply. Let's say you have three functions, you will pass all the three, it will decide okay which one it has to call. That we'll see in the next tutorials, but I hope you got the point, right? So in this way we are creating the condition also, conditional edge also we created. We given this tools condition where we are getting this is what default. So then we are creating it, we are compiling, we are displaying. In case if you don't want to name it as tool calling LLM, I'll just mention like tool call LLM, tool call LLM, tool call LLM. Okay, that's it. We'll run this. Now we can see tool call LLM. Now it was changed also. So first it was doing, so okay, this is one thing. After that, we given the content. What is 2 multiplied by 2? So 2 multiplied by 7, Mulank 7. Okay. So just check. Okay, let me run this. You can see this. You got the result. It identified, okay, this is a tool call. Because we are multiplying, LLM has that context, right? So it identified, okay, I have to do a tool call, 2 and 7 you given, and I have to call this method. It called that method, it given the response. This is what happened now. Let's say now in this, let me comment this. I'll instead of this, I'll use another line. Now what I'll do, uh, hello, give me the plan to go to Paris. Give me a plan to go, give me a plan to explore Paris. Okay. If any one of you from Paris, so invite me. I want to visit. Okay. So, uh, let me run this. See, fantastic, right? So you can see this. Now, earlier we didn't get any response in case if it is out of the question. Apart from tools, it was unable to give anything. Now, you can clearly understand this. See, earlier it was not giving. I don't have any ability to tell about Paris because it's only restricted to tools because we didn't put any conditions there. Now, with the help of this router, we put some conditions, tools conditions. That's the advantage of this conditional just tools condition. This is where the interesting things will come. Now, LLM has the context. Okay, when it has to use the tools, when it has to take the so normal generic LLM call. That's the beauty of this entire line graph. Now you can see this. You can it clearly given, based on my human message, given the AI response like iconic morning. You have to go to Eiffel Tower and book the tickets, go there, and lunch this, dinner this, go to day two, day three. So it clearly given all the interesting instructions, right? So that's the point I want to cover here. Now, I hope you are enjoying the process. Now you are able to use the tools, and after that, you are able to get the generic response as well. So it was able to, have that clarity when it has to call the tools, when it has to give the generic response. This is what we did now, and I hope you got some clarity. What is the advantage of using this tool node and tools conditions from the LangGraph? Right? So let's say you're building your own customized application. So you can apply in this way. So you created your own tools, you can bind the tools, and after that, you given some context, and after that, whenever you can use these conditions. If it is a generic, LLM will respond. If it is related to tools, your tools get executed and your tools will, the result will appear on the screen. So in this way, you can do a lot of interesting things. This is just the beginning, and we'll see more scenarios in the next tutorials. I hope you learned something new, and so till then, take care. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next tutorial.